and Aaron had been in contact with New Day. They were keeping us updated. They indicated that Mr. Fursenko completed the residential portion within 2 weeks, and then they were going to move him over to PHP. Your Honor, then there was a bit of an issue, so he did unfortunately leave New Day. I know Mr. Fursenko has more detail on that, so he wanted to clear that up with the court. Your Honor, so he has been trying to get his life in order, trying to stay sober. So Mr. Fursenko would just like to ask an opportunity for probation today. It seems like there has been quite a lot going on in his life, and I've spoken with Mr. Fursenko, and even speaking with him yesterday, he wants to have an opportunity to talk to you, explain his side, and kind of explain all these mix-up and everything that was going on. And Your Honor, I know Mr. Fursenko indicated he did complete New Day, but in speaking with him, he probably would benefit for a little more from more treatment too, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, Mr. Fursenko, what do you want to tell me?
Your Honor, this is tough. I mean, I'm trying to explain how much of an idiot I am. Well, to start off with this case, that morning, she was going to work. I got some gas in her car. The money was in her car, my girlfriend's car at the time, for a reason, because the day before I did something stupid with the money at a McDonald's, trying to order 1,000 double cheeseburgers. And that just started out stupid, so she took the money from me.
Why did you do that?
Stupidity. Just stupidity. It's like it's a game, it's a joke, and they took the money, and I'm like, yeah, it's not real. They gave me the money back. So my girlfriend at the time, who was a lot more intelligent than I am, took the money from me. So we were going to get gas. She was going to drop me off at work, and I don't know why I went in that store brandishing the money. I don't believe
what money?
The fake money.
What kind of? Where'd you get the fake money?
It was online, Amazon. It was for her kids. They were all playing with it. It was just
Was it the same size as a dollar bill?
I'm not sure, Your Honor.
Okay.
I just know they were all $100 bills, and it says for motion picture use only. It was stupid. Had I not have been stupid, I wouldn't be standing in front of you. So whether I intended to spend money or not, just off my stupidity alone, I deserve to deal with.
What do you mean, whether you intended to spend money?
Because I know I went in there to purchase gas. I purchased gas, and I pumped the gas, and I left. And 2 weeks later, I got a call from Eastlake.
All right. Well, what did you hand the teller, or not the teller, the attendant at the gas station?
I haven't seen the video, but I don't think my attorney's going to lie to me. She said there was bills passed. I know I paid for gas with real money. That's all I know. Okay. And I know that if I gave them $100 bills, and she said it was multiple bills passed, because I do remember the clerk demanding the money from me, because I was brandishing it and showing them it. It was obvious it was fake. So I don't know. I must have handed them some money too, but I don't know what I would have got out of it. Like after pumping the gas, when I went in there and got change, I don't know. But like I said, had I not have been intoxicated, this wouldn't happen. So I deserve everything I got coming.
What did the video show, Ms. Gold?
Your Honor, the video would have shown that the defendant went in and passed money to the clerk. I believe it may not have been as clear specifically how many bills, but from talking to the clerk, the police report does indicate that the defendant passed a $20 bill as well as at least one fake $100 bill, and as he was leaving, 2 additional $100 bills fell from his person. So he did pass at least one $100 bill to the clerk.
Okay.
So that's what Your Honor, that's what I wouldn't understand if I was getting gas. Like, I just don't understand.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's just purely stupid. That's it. So,
okay. So why did you order this money from Amazon?
I didn't. I seen it in the garage. It started out as a mess with the money immediately.
Who ordered it from Amazon?
The kids had it. I don't know. Ordered it for Amazon, and I don't know for what reason. They were playing with these Orby guns, and it was in the garage. Initially, my first contact with the money was it was in the garage on a red toolbox, and the guy was there to prepare the genie. So as soon as I seen the money, instantly stupid. Like I said, I don't know how to explain stupid. But I'm trying to pay the guy, messing with the guy that's fixing the genie, the garage door. I'm trying to pay him with the fake hundreds, just playing with him. But like that's stupid. Like grown men shouldn't be doing stuff like that. I gotta tighten up. That's all I could say.
Well, it's not like this is your first run-in, right?
Correct.
Okay. You tell Mr. Clement that you never tried to pay for the gas with fake money, and after getting annoyed with the clerk, you threw some at him and paid for the gas and left. Is that what happened?
Your Honor, I don't really remember exactly what happened. I just know that.
Well, is that what you told Mr. Clement?
That's what Mr. Clemens said, yeah.
Right.
But I don't, Your Honor, with all due respect, I do not feel like I went in there to deprive him, but I purely offered
Well, you
my
were
stupid-
charged. I
Right.
mean, that's
And I deserve that, Your Honor.
right. So now what do I do with you? Because when you pled on November 14th, you asked me to reinstate your bond so you could go to inpatient treatment at New Day Recovery. And you were then transported by the public defender's office inpatient treatment. When did you get there?
December or November 18th, maybe it was, Your Honor.
Okay, and so what happened at New Day?
So I completed New Day. My insurance ran me down to a level called PHP. I went to PHP, which I was transferred to Newton Falls from Niles. New Day is in Niles, Ohio. Then when I completed that, I was transferred to Newton Falls to do PHP. I did complete PHP as well. There's a woman in this courtroom right now that she kept calling up there. She bought me some stuff, and we got into an argument, and I didn't want to come to her house that Saturday. I told her I wasn't coming. And from there,
Wait. Don't get ahead of yourself.
Okay.
What did you do at New Day?
New Day, I completed New Day.
Okay, so how long was the inpatient treatment at New Day?
It was for 2 weeks to 4 weeks, depending on insurance.
What insurance did you have?
I had CareSource, Your Honor.
That's through the state of Ohio, right?
Correct.
And they only covered 2 weeks?
Yes.
So why didn't they cover the entire time?
Because this was, more stupidity is about to come your way, Your Honor. Because I went to Glen Bay, I tried to get sober 2 other times prior to that. One time I was in Glen Bay for 3 days. The second time I went there, I was in Glen Bay for 9 days.
When?
This was in February and May of last year. February being the first time, May being the second time. So that kind of dwindled down the insurance money, which it should have. And yeah, I wasn't ready to change.
Isn't CareSource, how do you get CareSource?
When I got out of prison, they kind of hooked me up with CareSource. It's through Medicaid.
Okay.
I'm not sure.
So Medicaid, you're telling me, limited you to 2 weeks because you were at Laurelwood or
Glen Bay.
Glen Bay. In when?
In February and May
Of this year?
of last year.
Of 25?
Yes.
How come that doesn't show up, Mr. Clement? I don't have a Glen Bay on here for treatment history.
I wasn't aware, Your Honor.
Okay.
And that's why, Your Honor, that's why when I left here last time as well, I got a Sublocade shot, and that shot is still showing up in my urine. But I was taking Suboxones at New Day Recovery. They helped me out a lot. I haven't done any fentanyl since February.
Well, except in December.
No, Your Honor, that's another my first thought is I'm trying to protect myself. I'm at this woman's house in the back here, and all of a sudden, again, police show up, and I'm like, oh my God, what now? So.
All right, wait. Let's get back to New Day before we get to
Yes, sir.
December. So you hadn't really completed it. They just said CareSource, Medicaid, said we got to kick you out of here after 2 weeks.
Correct, and bring you to another level of care, which was.
Mr. Clement, do you have any information with regard to that?
regards to him getting removed from.
Whatever happened at New Day? Other than he was discharged early on December 4.
Yeah, so what I got from New Day Recovery was that his insurance had lapsed and they had to discharge.
Why does Medicaid insurance lapse? I mean, Medicaid is supposed to take care of medical needs, as I understand it, of people who don't have coverage. That's the purpose of it, I thought. So they're just another insurance company whose policies are being paid for by the taxpayer money? Is that, what the hell is it? Any idea? Okay.
I think I might be able to I think they
Well,
probably put a cap on it. And then stupid people like me ruin their opportunity to get help, and it's not fair to taxpayers like you to keep paying for an idiot that's not ready.
All right, well, I let you out. Well, first of all, I guess this is gonna cross off New Day from the list. But I sent you, I let you out with the proviso that you were in inpatient treatment, and once you were not in inpatient treatment, you should have been back in jail, because that was the condition of the bond. That's the reason I let you go, okay? So I anticipate inpatient treatment to be like a 30-day, at least a 30-day thing, but apparently it's not. So the only reason you were discharged from New Day, you're telling me, is that CareSource notified New Day that you were no longer to be there, right? Is that right, or is that wrong?
That's right for that step, but there was
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes,
That's what I'm talking
correct.
about. So then this other place, on-demand counseling, what's that?
That is the PHP level. It's in Newton Falls, Ohio. It's basically a few houses, a few apartments, and guys go there attending one side's mental health classes, and the other side is PHP, which I don't know what PHP means, but it's kind of like an outpatient.
All right, and how long were you on that?
I was there as well for 2 weeks.
So you were there till December 18th?
I don't want to quote you on dates, but because I don't know for sure, and I don't want to sit here and lie to you. It was maybe somewhere around there. It was before Christmas, I know that. So that date sounds about accurate, Your Honor.
Hey, what do you got on this on-demand, Derek, anything?
My conversations with them were very brief. Chris was in their transition, their program that they had there. And my understanding is that he was there for roughly 2 weeks, and then he was removed from their program unannounced to me. And then that's when I received a call that he was kicked out, and he was back with Elizabeth. And then
Who's Elizabeth?
I believe Elizabeth is in the back of the court.
I know, but who?
I believe Christopher is the father of.
Okay, I have 16 days total of involvement with New Day and on-demand. November 18th, and a discharge in both programs December 4th. So that's 16 days, right? Total. So where was the 2 weeks? 2 weeks in New Day and 4 days in on-demand, or what?
No, he did 2 weeks at On Demand.
And that, so only 4 days at New Day?
No, he was at New Day Recovery. New Day Recovery entered the program
December
November
18th,
18th. He was discharged early on December 4th.
Right.
So then he was then entered the On Demand counseling on December 4th, and he was removed from that program roughly 2 weeks later.
Removed why?
I did not get any confirmation on.
Removed why?
The woman in the back of the courtroom kept calling.
No,
I'm telling
you were the one in the program. You tell me why you were removed.
They told me if she didn't stop calling up here, that I would have to leave. And I tried to get her to stop calling, and she wouldn't stop calling.
So it's her fault that they kicked you out?
Your Honor, I'd like to take ownership, but yes, I would have still been there had she had not called and got me kicked out, and then even showed up to get me the same day. I was furious about what happened. I was in a rhythm. Like, my life was really good. Everything was good. I'm still sober because of the program.
Okay, so now we get to December 21st. In your contact with the police. Tell me about that.
I'm at home. I'm at Miss Augustine's house. This was a Sunday. Next thing I know, and this, I'll give you just a little bit of backdrop without wasting too much of your time. I've hung out with this woman for about, let's say out of 12 days. I don't know. I got a record, but that's her. She just calls the police.
Look,
If she calls the police.
you're like a police magnet.
I get
okay?
it.
Going back, so, hold on, let me finish my thought before you get into your next thought, okay?
Yes, sir.
You are a police magnet since March 12th of 1998. I'm looking at 9 pages, 10 pages of you with the police, okay? So now you tell me that 8 out of those 12 days of police were there because of her. Not because of you, because of her.
Like if we get into an argument, she calls the police. If my sister, she's on the phone with my sister, and I'm saying something too
Then why
loud.
were you staying there?
I didn't have nowhere to stay at the time.
Okay.
She got me kicked out. I don't want. I know that sounds like I'm not taking ownership, but her calls got me kicked out of the treatment center, Your Honor. And from there, I didn't know what I was going to do or where I was going to go.
Okay.
I just know I didn't want to go to jail. I know I've been clean and sober since November 6th.
Well, you should have been in jail because you weren't in the inpatient treatment that I ordered you to be in, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
So you should have been in jail. You should have come back to the jail. Then you'd had a place to stay. So what happens, well, first of all, this offense happened in May of 25, October of 25. Let's get to December 21st. Tell me what happened December 21st.
So December 21st come, I was supposed to go to the Ed Keating Center that Monday. I got kicked out of Newton Falls on a Friday. This was Sunday now, so.
How did you arrange to go to Ed Keating on the following Monday?
Because I called Friday before I left, I was trying to find a facility. I spoke to Miss Nicolette and let her know what was going on. So she advised me, look, try to find another facility or that's gonna violate the conditions of your bond.
Well, you already violated it, but how were you gonna get into Ed Keating if your insurance is
Ed
done?
Keating it's not through insurance.
Okay.
Your Honor, if I may, New Day was able to set up for Mr. Frasenko to go to a different facility. They worked with him in some sort of way, got him set up to go to Ed Keating, and then from there, I'm not too sure what happened. But New Day did assist with getting him into another facility.
All right. So, did you go to Ed Keating?
No, I went to jail from her house.
Okay.
I had a pre-existing warrant from long before, even when I left the jail last time, Your Honor, I had a pre-existing warrant, but
From
I was
where,
out of there.
Stowe?
Cuyahoga Falls.
Okay. Okay, so get back to December 21st.
So the police came, and I'm just trying to maintain my freedom. And unfortunately, like I said, Your Honor,
Why were the police there? Who called the police?
She said not her, but somebody called
Okay,
the police.
somebody called the police.
Yes.
And so what happened? What happened when the police got there?
When the police came, I knew I had the warrant, and I was in their pickup range, and I was again being stupid, but trying to fight for my freedom, and I was trying to go to the emergency room rather than the jail. I was still trying to save myself. I knew I had to go to the Ed Keating Center on Monday. I was still trying to save my life. My life got real, but the police showed up.
Okay,
I didn't commit a crime.
you didn't.
No.
You mean they didn't charge you with a crime?
Correct.
Okay, well, what did you do, though? That could have gotten you charged with a crime?
I realized this last night. What I did, I did a bad thing.
What?
Lying to police officials to try to,
About what?
about ingesting fentanyl, to try to get, to go to the
That's
emergency
it? That's the
room.
extent of what happened on December 21st?
Yes. That's a big deal, though, Your Honor. I know that now, that lying and saying that, I'm taking up paramedics' time. That's just pure stupidity.
Mr. Clement, December 21st?
Your Honor, so there was a call made due to an alleged physical altercation between Christopher and the 3-year-old child the night prior.
Okay, what 3-year-old child?
My understanding is that it is Christopher and Elizabeth's spectrum. The police report indicated that the other son had seen Chris on top of the child and asked him to try to intervene. And then Chris stated that he was disciplining the child due to her not going to sleep. And based off of that, the oldest son went to the mom, said something, and basically the police report stated that the mom didn't seem too concerned, but I believe a phone call was made to a sister, in which a phone call was made to police, and the police came, also based off of Elizabeth noticing the following morning marks on the child's neck.
Okay, so what did the other, what did the son say he witnessed? Is it in that report?
Yes, Your Honor. Just bear with me one second. So the police report states that Colin, the 15-year-old son, stated that last night he had been playing video games while talking to a friend on the phone. He heard screaming, stated that he waited for about 10 minutes. And Colin said that he got up to see what was going on. When he saw Frasenko over Parker, who was the 3-year-old child, who was laying on the bed face up, and Frasenko had his hands on her face, pushing her down. Colin stated that he went over to Frasenko and tapped him on the arm to ask what he was doing. Frasenko replied he was disciplining Parker because she won't stay in bed. Colin stated he then went downstairs where his mom was on the couch and told her what happened. Colin stated his mother, Augustine, seemed upset but did not do anything. And then later on, it said that Augustine stated that in the morning she had seen minor scratches on Parker's neck and took pictures and sent to Francesco, his sister. Augustine stated that his sister knew what they were, believed that she was the one who called the police to respond.
What do you have to say about that?
I don't, that, it's just blown out of proportion. I don't hurt, I'm an idiot, but I'm never gonna hurt a child, Your Honor. I'm just not doing it. I have a daughter, I'm just a little more stern than she is, disciplined. She likes to like argue, takes her sometimes.
How do those marks get around her neck?
I don't even know what marks they were on. Like, I took ownership for everything I done, but I'm sorry, Your Honor, this woman fabricates so many stories. Every time I deal with her, it's police. I'm scared to death of this woman. There's been a protection order since then she got it lifted. If you just call me, I'll lift it. Like, I got so much proof with me here. That
When was there a protection order issued?
The next day that I left. When I went to jail for 3 days.
Protection order against who?
Against her, Parker, and her kid. I guess
So you got
everybody
a
there.
protection order?
Correct, but then it's dropped already. It's dropped. So I was in the Summit County Jail.
Who sought the protection order?
Miss Augustine in the
Okay,
back
so she got a protection order against you.
Correct.
Okay. As a result of whatever happened on December 21.
As a result of trying to control and manipulate a relationship.
Okay. As a result of what occurred on December 21.
Yes, but nothing, Your Honor, nothing happened. I was disciplined.
So Colin made that up, what he saw?
He didn't make it up. He was just exaggerating the story. He was listening to his mother.
If he was exaggerating, tell me what happened. Tell me what, from your perspective, what Colin saw.
Well, Colin didn't see much. He was in the room with him, and I said, "Hey, this is how I parent. I got this. I'm her father."
Okay,
she
what?
Just, so she'll lay there and scream and want the light changed and everything. So I pulled her foot to the end of the bed and said, "Listen, Parker, we gotta stop. We're not gonna do this. This is what you do with Mom." I just basically talked her into going to bed. It took me about 5 minutes the night before. It took me 2 minutes. So I'm just quicker than she is, and I'm just stern
So
with her.
Colin, instead of talking about your hand around Parker's ankle, he said it was around her neck.
I might have looked at it like, I can't believe I'm explaining this because, Your Honor, I'm not a predator of any sort. But maybe she's looking and waving her head. I'm giving her eye, making her have eye contact.
You tell me you're not a predator of any sort.
Correct.
Okay. You are, however, prone to some violence in your past. You are.
I've never put my hands on anybody while I'm not intoxicated.
Well,
I've never been arrested.
I don't care about. Don't give me this shit that you've never done it when you weren't intoxicated. You've been intoxicated since 1998.
Right.
Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
This is how you choose to live. So you can't parse out what you act like when you're not intoxicated as opposed to what you act like when you are incarcerated or intoxicated. Okay? It doesn't matter. You're responsible for getting intoxicated. Nobody else. Anybody else feeding you fentanyl?
No,
Nobody feeding you marijuana, cocaine, or anything else?
no, Your Honor.
No, okay. So don't parse out your responsibility based on your condition,
You're right, I apologize,
Okay.
Your Honor.
because you've got an assault, a resisting, a domestic, or resisting. An obstruction, an assault, a disorderly conduct, menacing, domestic. Obstructing. Menacing, domestic, obstructing. Okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. You've also got a series of thefts, breaking and enterings, and burglary. Okay? So you're not very trustworthy when you talk.
I understand that, Your Honor.
Okay? So I came in and saw you with the hands around Parker's neck, or I have to believe that the hand was around her ankle, and you may have made some gesture with your hands that didn't involve her neck. I have to believe one of the two. Where do you think I'm coming down on that?
I would
Right.
make the same decision you would.
Okay.
But my hands were, I do remember like putting my hands on her face and getting her to look me in the eyes. Like I kind of like took a coat. I'm not saying I probably don't know how to father. I got 2 kids and I haven't been in most of their life. But I'm just stern and disciplined. But I don't, Your Honor, I don't hurt children, no.
You're not the least bit. You said you're disciplined?
I try to instill that, like,
Okay.
I just don't want them to be stupid like I was. So I just try to be firm when I talk. I try to like more so like maybe like a coach's standpoint.
Okay.
I have no ill will or mean no harm to anybody.
All right. You, in 2012, you had a burglary in Cuyahoga County.
That was my house for the victims in the back room right now, Your Honor.
It was your house? You broke into your own house?
We were renting a house on East 250th Street, yes.
And you broke in?
Correct, yes,
All right. And for that, you went to prison?
correct. It started out as a F1 aggravated burglary. My attorney advised me, you know, it's gonna drop to an F5. Either we could take a gamble and have a bad jury, or you could just take the time. I had 4 months in, and I just took the deal.
Okay, you took the deal, but you didn't really do the crime.
I'm not saying it was a crime. What I did was wrong.
Right.
That was our relationship in the back. Drink, she'd lock me out, I'd lock her out. When I locked her out, the police would kick in the door and come arrest me.
All right.
When she locked me out, I go to kick in the door, I'm going to jail.
All right, you get out June of 13. There's a, less than 2 years later, there's a felony attempted receiving stolen property of a motor vehicle in which you went to prison.
Correct. Did the max. 1
For-
year and felony
for,
5, which I deserve, Your Honor.
You got out in May of 16. Did you do that offense?
Yes.
Okay.
And the next 2 offenses.
So you get out in May of 16. You're back in trouble in September with drug possession. Put on probation, violated probation. And you get 2 offenses in September and October of 18 here, breaking and entering and vandalism, both felonies. Now, at this point, you've been to prison twice, right?
More than that, Your Honor.
Listen to me. When you came here in 18, you had been to prison twice, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, one would think that you'd want to get your shit together and straighten out so you didn't keep going back to prison, right?
Yes.
So you plead here, and I put you on 5 years of probation. Send you to the jail treatment program for 30 days. You complete that. Send you to NeoCap after you did the jail treatment program for usually a 4 to 6 month program. Order you to go to a sober house after you complete that. Go to a bunch of AA or NA meetings. Is this the one where you broke the window of the gas station out?
Yes, I did
Yeah.
24 months on 2 felony fives, and I deserved every minute of it.
Yeah, see. Okay, so I tried to give you the opportunity to straighten yourself out. And you didn't do it because you got kicked out of NeoCap. But I didn't send you to prison then, I sent you to Ed Keating, right?
Correct.
Okay? And you lasted 18 days in Ed Keating. So then you went to prison.
Yes.
Okay. And in the meantime, there was another offense around the same time as this offense in Cuyahoga for a breaking and entering. And they went along with what I was trying to do over here, which didn't work. So I must not know what I'm doing. And you get out of prison and you commit an offense in Willoughby Muni, and another one in Willowick, and another one in Eastlake, and then here we are, May 13th is counterfeiting, felony 4. Then there's a domestic violence after that in October in Orange Village. What happened there?
I was getting dropped off at home, and I was just, I can't give you no excuse, Your Honor. Drunk and stupid. She might be able to tell you better. She's in the courtroom. I have 3 court dates coming. I have this court date, I have a court date tomorrow, and I have a court date on the 9th. I'm in felony court for child support. I haven't had a job since I caught this charge.
Well, the question was what happened with this offense in October in Orange Village.
She said, again, please call. I don't know exactly what was said, but I know that it was a verbal domestic violence. She said I yelled at her.
You recall balling your hands up into a fist on several occasions like you were going to hit her?
No, that's her story, but no, Your Honor, I don't. No.
All right.
I don't mind a lot of my stuff's wrong, but I just can't. If I didn't do something, But I have made a lot of changes, though. I haven't picked up drugs since November 6th, since you gave me that opportunity.
How do I know that? You told the cops that you swallowed fentanyl on December 21st. Yet you tell me you haven't touched any drugs for who knows how long.
November 6th,
November 6th.
the day of my arrest.
See, I just don't believe you. You haven't presented a history where anybody should believe you.
I understand that.
Okay?
But I understand you're thinking that I don't want to ruin your train of thought, but when you're done, if I could just tell you though, what's different this time and what good. Not saying you're going to believe it, but I'm moving in the right direction. I'm going to let you think or do what you do. I don't want to disturb you, but hopefully I'll have an opportunity to tell you something positive.
Go ahead.
So when you gave me that opportunity on November 6th, I took advantage of it. Yes, my stay was short. I started working out again. I started feeling good again. I started hating drugs. Just being in that jail, just getting the opportunity to go to rehab, I felt good. I felt like I had a purpose again. I know I'm falling behind on child support, so I started thinking like a man should think. Hey, I gotta get a job, I gotta pay my bills, I gotta quit being an asshole. A stupid, drunk, drug addict, I wouldn't wanna live next door to somebody like me. I get that. So I just started moving my life in the right direction from the rehab. I get it, I didn't stay, and probably the right thing to do was to turn myself in when I got here. It was the holidays, it was the first time I got to spend with my kids, and I just wasn't thinking, and it was just in survival mode. But I haven't picked up, and I have no desire to pick up. The drug that I'm on now, the Suboxone, it does help me. A lot of people aren't happy that I'm taking it, but it helps me. I don't have no cravings for fentanyl. I don't have no cravings for alcohol. It's like a pill that works for me. So I just want to get my life together. I've been in contact with a CDL school. I got $1,600 a month in child support. So my life has been rough trying to pay child support, not knowing how I'm going to afford it. So what do? I drink and make everything, I ruin everything. That's what I do. I ruin everything. I get the boo-hoos, poor me, and then I just start ruining stuff. So what's different this time is I want to continue to stay sober. Whether you put me in prison or give me a chance, I'm going to continue to stay sober. I'm going to go to school to be a 6-week course to get a CDL, and I'm going to go to work and I'm going to pay my bills, and I'm going to do my best to be just like somebody like you and everybody in this courtroom.
How, you're eligible to CDL with your drug history?
Yes. I don't have any. I have one DUI, and that was in 2015. That's my only driving infraction.
You've got a number of drug and alcohol convictions.
Correct.
And they'll give you a CDL?
Yes.
Anything else you want to say?
That I apologize, but if you give me the opportunity, I won't let you down. I've done the max on everything. I know that you have no problem sending me away for 18 months. I know that. I did the crime, and I know you have no problem giving me that. But if you could just give me the opportunity, I know what would happen if I violated in any way, meaning a late appointment, a dirty urine screen. I know that we would never have this conversation again, and I would just, I'm just prepared to do the right thing.
You have no idea what conversation we would ever not have.
I don't think you would.
If I put you on probation and you violate it, you don't have the slightest idea what conversation you and I would have or you and I would not have, okay? Because I don't have any idea what that conversation would be.
I know it wouldn't be good. I know I'd go to prison for 18 months.
Well, you don't know anything, okay? You don't know anything. Because you have no idea. You have no idea what goes into my decision-making as to why I do something or don't do something.
I apologize.
So
for that.
don't pretend like you do.
Okay, my apologies.
This isn't a board game where we're playing let's make a deal. Okay, you give me this, and then if I do this, then you can do that. Doesn't work like that.
Understood.
Ms. Gold,
Thank you, Your Honor.
have a seat.
The state does not believe that the defendant is amenable to community control sanctions. As already put on the record, the defendant has violated a bond condition during this case. The defendant has a lengthy criminal history and in the past has not proven himself to be amenable to community control sanctions. The defendant has served prior prison sentences, and the state believes that prison is appropriate in this case.
All right, I've reviewed the pre-sentence report. Listen to Mr. Frasenko, listen to counsel. I have considered all the provisions in 29, 29, 11, 12, and 13. By the way, when is the last time you had a driver's license?
This past summer.
Okay.
I just have to go to Menor. Menor has a block on it. I have to get paid Menor $50 for them to lift the block, and then I can go get my driver's license. I can have it today.
Well,
But I have to, one other thing, Your Honor, I have to have an SR-22 until June of
okay,
this
so
year.
you don't have a driver's license.
Correct. I just need a duplicate. I have to get an SR-22 and go to the BMV and get a duplicate.
There's a failure to reinstate your license back in April of 25. It's the last thing on here. You were under suspension in June of 24 because you got a driving under suspension.
Because it was for child support. I didn't know I had the
Okay.
driving
We're
under
done. So you're telling me you're going to get this CDL when you don't even have a regular license?
Yeah, I couldn't go to Menor and get a SR-22 because then if I go, say I start at SR-22 and you send me to prison today, then that violates my then I don't hold the insurance, so that's an automatic suspension right there because I'm not continuing the payment on the SR-22.
Well, that's not accurate, but that doesn't matter because your whole planning process goes around what I do instead of what you're supposed to do.
Understood.
Which is the basic flaw in your thinking, okay? So you have been on probation so many times that I can't go through these 10 pages again and count it up, okay? But you've succeeded, from what I can tell, exactly 0 times. And the most telling example of your inability to comply with the terms of probation. Compliance with the terms of probation aren't really the point to all this, okay? It's not the point, whether you comply or don't comply. You cannot, you've demonstrated over and over again that you cannot live within the rules of how normal people are supposed to live. That's why you keep getting into trouble. And then when you're put on probation time after time, with the threat of prison, it doesn't mean anything because you keep violating. Okay? So your problem is not that you can't comply with probation. You can't live within the normal rules of society.
That's what I would love to, that's what I'm at.
I would love you to do that too, so you won't have to keep coming here. Okay, but you don't.
But I will, Your Honor, I promise you I will.
You
I don't want to be, like, I don't want to continue living this way. I'm willing to
Then you
take
know what? If you
suspension.
don't want to continue living this way, then you shouldn't continue to live this way.
I agree.
Regardless of what I or any other judge does, you shouldn't continue to live this way.
I understand. And I want to make some changes. I don't want to
Then
continue
you should
living.
make some changes. Okay? You shouldn't wait for me to do what I'm going to do. You should make the changes. Then you wouldn't have to worry about people like me. So, by the entirety of this record, you are not amenable to community control. Clearly, you're not amenable to community control. So I'm going to sentence you to a term of imprisonment of 12 months with credit for 13 days. And then when you get out, you might be on post-release control for up to 2 years under the parole authority. If they put you on post-release control, which I doubt that they will, then they'll give you conditions. If you don't comply with the conditions, they could send you back to prison for up to 9 months for each or actually up to 1/2 of my sentence, which is 6 months. If the violation's a new felony, you could get an additional consecutive prison sentence for the violation, the maximum of which is greater of 12 months, or the time left under post-release control. There's a mandatory, how much is this fine?
How much time do I have credit?
Your Honor, at least $500 and up to $5,000.
All right, I'm going to give you a mandatory fine of $500 on this offense. Ms. Tomaszek, if you file that, won't sign this entry till you file that affidavit,
Thank you, Your Honor.
and that fine will then be waived. Is there anything else, Ms. Gold?
Forfeiture, Your Honor.
The items subject to forfeiture are forfeited. Ms. Tomaszek, the remaining charge is dismissed. Anything else, Ms. Tomaszek?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, we're adjourned.
All rise.
Come on, Beth.
Can I have them sign this really quickly?
Come on, Beth.